things are covered in their athletic facilities to make sure they're getting what they need during those practice times is pretty huge. So
Can you tell us a little bit about how you gear your goals towards specifically maybe the track team?
So with each sport, you kind of have to focus on their goal. Some is running fast. Some is running for a long time faster than everybody else. Some is just a power sport, so being able to stop, go really quickly, and then it's not as much, endurance based. So it really depends on the sport, how you encourage nutrition or how you have them eat for preparing for whether it be practice or competition. So in terms of track, it kind of depends. Sprinters are going to be different than some of your endurance runner or your long distance runners. So how you teach them to fuel their body to use that energy quickly for sprinters, or fuel their bodies to use that energy for a long time, really matters. So that's going to look at the proportions. Whenever you look at your plate, say it's a circle, as most plates are, your proportions of protein to carbohydrates to some colorful fruits and veggies, a little bit of dairy or high calcium foods is going to be different for each of those athletes. So for track, that's not one of those you're ever going to hear low carbohydrates. To be completely honest, I'm never going to tell an athlete low carbohydrates, because that's energy for these athletes. Your track athletes, more times than not, and your swimmers are going to need a higher amount of carbohydrates than some of your power sports. Say maybe, football or some of your gymnasts. It just kind of depends on the size of the athlete, but they're definitely going to be ones that need some energy sustaining carbs, some whole grains at the right time of the day, but even around activity, we're going to focus on some quick sugar. So sugar is digested faster. We're going to make sure they've got products around where they can just use energy or get energy when they need it. Quickest form being sugar. So it may be chews around or little waffles. Some of these products you may see here that can really just enhance their energy if they may not have gotten enough to eat earlier on in the day. For track athletes, there's a lot of inflammation involved as well, as is with most of your sports and the stress they put on their body, but making sure they're getting color, they're getting antioxidants that are going to fight some of that inflammation and that soreness. It really helps them recover that evening to prepare them for the next day. So there's a lot of little ins and outs to each team's nutrition and how we educate based on their sport. And then within the sport, there's even different positions as well, like your sprinters versus long distance runners. And so you'll get that with football. Your lineman's going to eat a lot different than your receivers. Quarterback's different from some other positions. So you really have to keep not just the sport in mind, but the position as well.
So my last question is, it's a really symbiotic relationship that you have with the athletes. Can you talk about that with us, or
in terms of just them trusting us and
trust and all that stuff?
Yeah, like I said, having them understand that you are there for their well-being, and what you're telling them isn't because you're mean and you're going to, request that they eat something green on their plate rather than just all the fried food. Sometimes some athletes take that as, oh, well, I'd rather have that. I don't want her telling me what to eat. But whenever you're around them every day and you're building a professional rapport and they see, oh, she's actually in this for me to be better, they're going to listen to everything that you're saying. They're going to be more likely to trust you versus what they're going to find on Google, which a lot of times isn't accurate information. And so having that relationship where they can be honest as well, come up to me and say, so I know I'm a lot slower. I know I'm a lot more fatigued this week. And I know why. It's because this weekend I ate this. Well, I'm not going to sit there and yell at them as much as I'm going to go, okay, so we know that didn't help you. How can we tweak that to help you a little more this week and really enhance your performance? So, it's a fine line between, really just kind of pushing them and encouraging them and not, I guess, making it something that they've got to overthink. So as a dietitian, I never want to promote dieting. I just want to promote a healthy lifestyle and eating well to reach their goal, to help them reach their goals. So making sure they understand that it's not going to be so much a chore, what I'm telling them, as much as something that's just a lifestyle they're going to use now and then tweak a little bit after, but use the same concepts throughout the rest of their life is pretty important. And having that professional rapport and just that comfort level with the athletes is really important for them to understand.
I think that's it.
Awesome.
Do you have anything?
No, I'm good.